Hello everybody and welcome to AFR's Tier 2 race at Mexico. My name is Bandcamp and joining me tonight is Jacob Meister.
G'day everyone, and just a quick update on the points championship. Matt Cadapri is ahead on 250 points. 9 points behind him in second place is Ali, both in the Red Bulls. And you have to go back 30 points to Big Al, who's on 211 points. And mathematically, there's only 6 people that can win the championship from here. And that's Matt, Ali, Big Al, Skins, who reigns, Red Panda, and Combat Rat. So those are the ones to look out for today. The 2 Racing Points, the 2 Red Bulls, the Ferrari, and the Toro Rosso. So interesting to see how they go today.
Yes, it will be, as we are getting to crunch time of the season. Only a handful of races left.
Yeah, 4 races.
Yep.
Goes by so quick.
Mexico, which is now, then we've got USA, Brazil, and Abu Dhabi.
Yeah, way too quick it goes by. So just waiting for everybody to come out here.
So I see a couple of people putting hards and mediums on. I hear some engines firing up. Ferrari's the first one to come out. Will he be first on track?
Oh, it's going to be tight. No, he's got it.
Yes, he is.
That is the Red Panda.
Yep.
Yes, Red Panda having technical issues last week. I believe problems with his pedals or something. And having to retire. Very frustrating. He was on a very good spot, and they pretty much took him out of the running for the points. He can still mathematically get it, but it's very unlikely at this point. But hopefully, maybe he can get a couple wins, get some good points before it all ends the season.
That's right.
I suppose the constructors are something to talk about because Red Bull are way ahead for Tier 2 in the constructors. And combined, I think they might actually have it. But Ferrari are in third currently with 291 points for Tier 2. Racing Point are on 349 points, so they've got 58 points to make up. So Red Panda's going to need every point. Definitely.
But you're going to need some strong performances, that's for sure.
Well, if anybody can deliver, it's definitely Red Panda as he comes around the stadium section to start his first flying lap.
Also one to watch tonight would be Stars, as he made a great debut on Friday in the 2010 series. So let's see what he can do in the Tier 2 grid. I'm expecting him to do pretty well.
He's definitely got some pace, that's for sure. I'd love to see how he mixes it in with the Tier 2 drivers as Red Panda comes into the first corner now. Very tricky. I thought he would invalidate there, but no, he's fine. He can kind of cut the curves, but the warnings are a little bit lax in some places and not in others. Into the second DRS part here. Now for the next complex of corners. It's keeping it pretty nice so far. I'm shifting right down, but still looking good. Now for the yeses, very tricky to navigate sometimes. Very easy to just sort of go a little offline and ruin the rest of the turns for you. Yeah, even a bit on the inside there, but that's okay. That's pretty good.
Yeah, very tricky through those S's running with low downforces. It runs a little bit wide on the exit there, but it's okay.
And this part always feels like you're going too slow, but that's pretty good. Now, last turn. And this is looking pretty decent. It's a 15 flat.
Wow,
that's pretty good.
That is a good first lap.
I did a 16.3.
Yeah, I think I did like a 15. I mean, I think that was my actual quali time.
Oh, wow. It's Psycho doing my time. And Keeper for 19.5. Hobbsy 18.5 on the mediums.
Yeah. Keeper with a 19.5, so I'm guessing he's had an issue or so.
6 invalidates. We've got Stars with a 17.3 on the mediums. That's good.
Matt 15.0.
And is that's Simdog with a 16.1 on the mediums. So an interesting point there. The tyre situation is pretty interesting around here. Interesting to see if people want to qualify in the mediums, qualify back a little bit more, but definitely have good tyres throughout the whole race, or start on the softs and sort of have a bit of a weird soft stint where the tyres go off pretty quickly. You have to stretch the hards out a little bit.
Yeah, the soft to hard, it's definitely doable. It's just whether you can manage the tyres or not. You can kind of do like soft, medium maybe, but I wouldn't recommend that. Or medium hard. But it's one of the few tracks where there's actually, a couple of different choices to make in regards to strategy.
Yeah, definitely. Like in Bahrain, for example, it's just a flat medium to hard, for example. You couldn't do a soft to hard, it's just too slow. But yeah, this is one of the rare tracks where you can see people mix it up. And they see some interesting tails happen throughout the race because of that. And also a safety car could also shake things up.
So Ali currently coming to an end of his outlap. It's a nice helmet you got there, Ali.
Very important to get a good run going onto this main straight. It's so long after all. And this Tier 1 having a pretty much fully wet race, I should say. Do go check that out after this. It was definitely very entertaining. You can see me run 2 different sets of dry tyre on the wet track. Always good. Ali running wide.
Very wide there, but I think he's keeping the foot in.
That's weird. You normally get a bit of invalidation if you go really wide in that turn, but fair play. He's still on a valid lap. There's double right-hander here. And this week complex of Esses is just so important to get right. A keeper retires, and it is on the front straight. That's coming out the last turn.
I'm guessing he's lost it on the exit.
Psycho gets a 5-place group penalty for smashing into him.
Oh no!
And that will not have been on purpose, that's for sure. And Psycho's just in the pits, so I'm wondering if there was something to do with Psycho entering the pits. Maybe a bit of miscommunication? I'm not sure. Rex cleared anyway, so we won't know, but Ali's on a very good lap, and it is a 14.6. Wow.
Very nice time.
Most people hanging into the pits right now, getting ready for their second runs. Red Panda's about to start a lap.
Yep. On board with Red Panda at the moment.
Yes, the DRS section here, a double DRS section, meaning there's only one activation point just before the last turn. You can see it on the minimap as the green dot actually. The yellow dot being the speed trap, just at the end of the main straight. Going into those curbs. That was very, yep, there you go, invalidated there.
Yep.
So that turn in particular, very, very strict there in the warnings.
Meanwhile, Matt has just started his flying lap.
And throughout the last couple of races, qualifying's been really tight, and it's looking no different here so far. Track's evolved a little bit, it's a little bit grippier. So we should see some improvement in the time set. Bit of a train going on in the second sector here. Let's hope that doesn't get in the way of Matt and anybody else on the lap. He's one team up.
Purple in the first sector. A little bit awkward through there. Gets a lot of oversteer on the exit.
Whatever time he made there is gone.
Rides a lot of the curb. Combat staying out of the way there, and there's an Alfa Romeo of Psycho out of the way.
Back end of the car's very loose for those S's.
Not shifting into 8th, holding in the 7th gear there.
He's still up though, he's actually improved for that second sector. There's the chat. As the chat is just saying many names right now. Good job boys, keep it up. Let's see, I don't think that's going to get an amazing time here. It's a 14.7, he improves at least.
Almost 3 tenths. Meanwhile, I think Big Al, yes, he's just started about to start the second sector.
That's the racing point of Skins letting him by. And Sekad in front of him is going to be on a lap and he's going to be a bit slower, so hopefully he doesn't hold up Big Al. What's going to happen here? Wow, he's on the medium tyre. He's set his lap on the softs.
He's going to have to back out. He's going to have to back out.
Yeah.
Lap's gone. Oi!
Oh my god. Now that we've all catched our breath, oh my, wow.
Oh, big lock up there from Big Al.
Catched, caught.
Caught.
Yeah.
I didn't want to say anything, but
Yeah.
you did ask.
Well, I caught it there, that's for sure. Big Al coming across now.
Catch that real good. And Big Al, he does improve by
Wow.
a tenth.
He might have had more time in that. It seemed like it was also sitting one.
Well, he should have time for another lap, but will he want to use... I mean, it depends on what tyre strategy he's gone with. He might want to try and keep a set of fresh softs in case there's a safety car towards the end of the race, or maybe there's rain like in the Tier 1 race.
Oh, we don't have a river report, do we? No.
I will just check my sources. AKA Steam.
Meanwhile, some people are still on laps, although I think most people have just finished up their second laps.
Who haven't we seen?
Psycho's
Let's
currently
drop down
up.
with Zudik, shall we? He's
Okay.
currently on a lap. And apparently we're expecting rain at the very end of the race.
So following the theme at the start of the season, that seems to happen all the time. And Zudik's looking to get some more points. He's been finishing pretty consistently recently.
He runs very close to the wall on the exit of that final corner.
It's not going to be an oh, there's an improvement.
He does improve, but only by a fraction.
And importantly, still
Let's-
outside that top 10.
Stars, shall we ride on board? He's
Yes.
currently on an outlap.
It's invalidated with it.
Mercedes.
So teammate just said Revo, more like no internet. Sorry, that just creeped me out. Okay. Okay, stars now.
More like no power. A GP2 engine, Revo?
Leave him alone.
So,
yeah.
Stars now starting his flying lap.
He's certainly setting a medium lap so far. Interesting to see what time he can set here. 5 minutes left in the session. I think we have a little bit of a desync, so it might be a little bit more.
No, Gus, I came up with that all by myself, and Stars invalidates.
For a turn, yeah.
So, that's unfortunate there.
He's got time for another run though, so...
He does. We'll go up with Skins as Combat. It looks like just hit the wall.
Oh no.
Getting out of the way for his teammate, I think. But I think a bit of miscommunication there.
They're both trying something as per usual with the racing points. He's coming on the hards and Skins on the mediums.
Yes, well, we do have two sets of brothers in here. We've got Ali and Big Al, and we have Combat and Skins.
Man, you're just a poor man's Kunai. Gus. Oh. I mean, Kunai's great, but I mean, come on.
Hey, he'll be coming for you. Don't you worry about that.
Oh dear. So no one's really improved from their initial times.
Ali's on a lap at the moment, so we'll jump up with him. He's 2/10 off the pace.
As we've seen, it's pretty easy to invalidate around here, so it's probably no surprise. People would
And as we speak of that, there goes up.
Well, he was already down, so don't know if he can save enough ERS in time, or if it's gonna be wet. Oh, yeah, you'd come in surely. I don't know. Depends on how he feels.
Jump back on with Big Al after he had an interesting previous flying lap. So we know he's got room to improve, but how much?
Also won at Japan last week as well. He could capitalise. He's still technically in the points championship. He'd still get it. No, I'm alright. Okay, good. Anyway, Big Al coming down the front straight. He's kept it in hot lap, but down to third. second. Return 2 and 3. That's probably about the limit there. Getting into that curve. Let's see if his time is coming past into sector 1.
Just down a little bit.
That's fine though. Still pushing on. The double right-hander now into the yeses. Down to 4th there and back up into 5th really quickly. Bit interesting. Seems to be okay.
So what's the split going to be? 3/10 up.
Ooh.
All big lock up.
He's on pace for second, but
It depends if he can find some time here. He could even go and get pole, but I just don't know how to judge this because it feels so awkward when you drive that final sector. But it is.
Oh!
There you go.
wow!
14.6. Oh,
2 thousandths.
2 1,000ths in it.
And he only had time for that run. He couldn't do another lap after that, I think. Or maybe he has time for one more run. But I don't think he'll want to do that on this set.
That is a very nice lap there by Big Al. Well done. So let's see. Surplus currently on a lap, coming to the end of his lap. Maybe.
Looks like he's down, so he's gearing up for another one.
Yeah, I think he. Right.
We'll have to catch the end of Simdogger's lap as well once this is over. According to Gauss. Yeah, there's the two brothers up top. Yes, T-Mac, yeah.
Which one's Ralph and which one's Michael?
Let's not start this debate. Yeah. So Surplus anyway, into sector 1. He's up. There's a lot of time between 5th and 6th. That's a whole second to find to even get past 6th place. Yeah, that timer might not be accurate as well.
Oh, there's traffic, there's traffic! Oh, Surplus just misses the Red Bull there.
I think that spooked him. He's still one. He hasn't invalidated, but
No,
he slowed down.
he's backed off. He has backed off. So we'll jump up to Sim Dogger. That's very unfortunate there for Surplus.
And Big Al does retire. Matt was on an outlap, it looks like, so just having to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. And the time is slightly inaccurate, so we'll wait for
I don't know if
the...
there's a little bit of desync, but Sim Dogger's definitely revving this engine very, very hard.
Once we get checkered flags appearing next to the drivers, we will know when the session is over. It's currently still going, we're just seeing the racing points cross over the finish line. Yeah, Nat was off the racing line, that's true. And Ali improves, he's 2 thousandths ahead of Big Al now.
Trading places here.
Wow, that's a good lap though. All eyes on Simdogger now though. And that's Zudix in front of him, I think, about to cross the line. Doesn't improve. Simdogger, wow! Ties for second.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Did that actually just happen?
Next across the line is CK80 and then we'll have Ali. Oh, not Ali, sorry. That'll be Matt, my bad.
Can Matt join the crew? I think he's backed out.
CK80's up. It's good for 8th, 16-1. Stars put it in 15-8 while we were looking at everything else.
Sachs is backed out. Skins is backed out.
I think that's everyone.
Zudix is still going.
He's invalidated.
Yeah. Combat comes across. Improves, but remains in 15th place.
And we've had tight qualifying sessions before, but I don't think it gets much tighter than this.
So, yeah. Oh, well, it just reminds me now that time
Europe
where
1997?
3 drivers had the same time.
Yep,
It was
that's
Michael Schumacher, and I can't remember
Jack Villeneuve and Heinz-Harald Frentzen.
That's the one. Can you recall what the track was?
It was the European Grand Prix '97. It was Jerez, I think it was. Yeah. I don't have the number. Yeah.
But
it was the season finale one.
Very, very close.
It wasn't Spa, guys. Anyway, in the qualifying.
Anywho, so Ali coming out on top, only just beating his brother there, Big Al in the Toro Rosso, and Simdogger equal, but set his lap after Big Al, so gets third place. Then we have Matt, Red Panda, Psycho, Stars, CK80, Surplus, and Saxa rounding out the top 10. Then we have Hobbsy in 11th place, followed by Skins, Keeper, Zudix, and Combat Rat. So Hobbsy in a good position there, in 11th place, free choice of tyres.
But Psycho has a 5-second penalty, 5-place penalty.
Yes, he does. But I believe Hobbsy will still get a free choice because he qualified 11th.
Okay, cool. That was my question. And Revo bringing up a good point, just while we wait for everybody to get their strategies and tyres and all that sorted. If Simdogger wasn't revving so much, 2,000ths, he would have gotten pole.
Yeah.
That's how much of a difference it makes. It's insane.
Yeah, his engine temps would have been through the roof because, just running it rich, you can get your engine on the limit of its performance to temperature ratio.
And Gus has come back from Google, and yes, I was right. Thank you. 121.072 as well. Thank you for confirming. Just getting ready now for these Tier 2 drivers to ready up. So, yes, very tight at the top.
To be honest, that is the tightest qualifying I've ever seen.
Yeah, that we've ever had, for sure.
Definitely that we've ever had. But in any league race that I've ever been in, that is by far the closest I've ever seen.
For sure. It's very important for Big Al to be up there. He needs to basically win the next few races to have a chance of getting the win in the points champs. Skins, Bread Panda, Combat Rat can also theoretically do it, but pretty much impossible. I say pretty much. I mean, you never know, but there you go.
Well, the way this season is and how close Tier 2 is, anything's possible.
Exactly. And the points leader, Matt, has never finished below 7th place as well. The consistency you need to be up that high is... he's done very well this season. But Ali's only 9 points behind, so... we have people readying up.
Yes, so we will be underway very shortly.
So rain at the very end as well, guys, for those who missed it.
Yes.
So the dry start. Whether that plays on or not, we will find out. Could be at the very end. No need to switch tyres. Could be a bit sooner for safety car as well. Lap free crash, Smitty was calling, just like Tier 2 last season. I think he's just throwing someone in the chat who did that.
So we have Skins starting on the hards. We have Zudix on the mediums and Combat on the hards. Everybody else is on the soft top.
So they're playing for the
interesting call from Psycho actually is forced, but Hobbsy, I don't know. Starting on the soft, is that the right decision? I mean, I guess Tom will tell.
Well, Keeper's also started on the soft, so he's not the only one, necessarily. The Racing Point boys clearly accommodating for the weather with the hard tyre. Should last for long enough. Cerdix is a bit of a gamble, but wait and see, I suppose.
Yeah, I think it might pay off. I was contemplating that strategy if it wasn't going to be wet and if I was outside the top 10, which I was.
Yeah,
but we will talk about that. Anyway, so I think it's definitely a viable strategy.
Yeah. And Smitty saying Red Panda, Red Bull 1-2.
No. The Red Bull glory days died when I left that team.
The biases of the commentators coming out in full force here as we are
That's
about
right.
to read out.
That's right. Come on, Simdogger. Come on, Hobbsy. Get up there.
I can't even go for a Williams, mate. Oh dear. Everybody
Well, look at Stars in 6th place, so he's definitely going to be one to watch, and I think Zudix, to see how his race plays out, is going to be very interesting.
That's a great qualifying for debut, to be honest. And if he can stay in the DRS of these top guys, then get some good points, you know.
For sure.
Have fun, really. Main thing.
For sure, you know, yeah. Alright, so we have the 5 red lights. They go out, we wait, and we are racing.
Great start from Stars. Up on Matt already in the 4th. It's going to be challenging Big Al coming up to the first corner. Well, no, falls behind. Everybody else is jostling at the position here as we come into turn 1.
We're 3 wide. Oh, as I see some men play.
Keeper slid. That's on his own. Does that mess everybody up? A bit of touch, but nothing crazy. Don't see any damage. Anders lost his ring apparently. Let's go check that. And Missy has lost an end plate.
Well, he's
Stars
still
up the
trying
second.
to stay in that second position, which he is at the moment, but how much longer can he hold that place?
Well, Ali just shot up ahead 2 seconds ahead of Red Panda, who's in second and has damage.
Well, he's going to be slowing the whole field up.
Zerdix from not 14th to 9th after nearly the end of the first lap as well. Keeper's made 3 spots as well. Matt's down to 7th from like the top 3.
Big lock up there from Big Al.
Surplus and Zerdix fighting over the 8th place currently. I believe that's Keeper, my bad.
Keeper's car doing a little bit of a dance.
There's way slower coming out of the straight, so I don't know what happened there, but well, second place here, Red Panda, Sim Duggar side by side.
Yeah, well, I'm just on with Hobbsy and Zudix at the moment. Hobbsy going up the inside. Gets that place. We'll jump back up to that battle. As I see, they're still... I see some more wing off that Toro Rosso. Big Al looks like he's lost some wing.
And again, Ali's just shot off. He's miles ahead of everybody else right now after the second lap. So lap 2 of 36 and nobody's letting up here. This is a very angry pack, but it's been very clean so far, bar a couple of wee knocks here and there.
Everyone trading places at the moment.
CK80 must have had something go wrong because he's down from 7th to 15th.
Yeah, and 2.8 seconds back.
Yes, the timings will show correctly after the end of this lap, hopefully. The Racing Point boys up into 11th and 13th, making those hard sort of work. It's important for them to stick into DRS with one of the softer compound cars. Try and stick with the pack as much as possible as Alex its fastest lap, 18.9.
Big Al comes in to change his wing.
Oh dear. So what can he make of the situation? Red Panda not blinking either, he's also got damage.
Well, he might be trying to just hold up everybody and hope for a safety car. Maybe, as Stars gets the first penalty for this evening, 3 seconds for multiple warnings.
We're going to be calling out a fair few of those, I reckon. Let's say that these boys aren't clean, but it's very easy to get warnings around here.
Here it is very, very strict. I got multiple penalties in multiple practice races. But yeah, no, it is very hard around here, especially through this S section. Very easy to just run a little bit too wide or go a little bit offline, and those warnings build up over the course of a race.
Very easily, and Zerdix has fallen back to 13. I think he must have spun because he's a fair way back. And
now, I did press save replay, but I'm hesitant to press the replay. Because what if it's not the right again?
It'll work at some point. Anyway, DRS is now online. Remember, double DRS activation, so you drive behind.
Is in the prime position. What's Red Panda going to do? He holds the racing line. Stars goes up the inside.
And Stars will have DRS for the next straight as well.
And Red Panda's going to be vulnerable here to Matt.
Also has DRS, but using a lot of VRS. Red Panda's got a lot saved.
Not able to get past just yet.
Yeah, Matt's just saving for now, it looks like.
Just dropping down the field as CK80's back in amongst it.
It's by virtue of keeping it clean. And a very laggy keeper behind him. He's worked up a few spots.
And he's got all of his wing, which is good. What's happened to Zudix?
Yeah, he spun out earlier. Yeah.
That's right, yeah. Well, no wing damage, so that's good news for him.
A lot of moves around here are going to be dictated by this double DRS zone here. I don't think we're going to see too much action anywhere else, to be honest. Yellow flag. Don't think that's for anything. There's no cars in those sections. It's a little bug.
So, does Red Panda get DRS? I think he does. No, he doesn't.
Really?
Maybe he's got a failure.
Could do. Nah, just got a
Red
bit of
Panda late on the brakes. Forced to the outside, but there's nothing he can really do there. Fighting a losing battle.
Whoa, and getting that sideways at the same time. Now he's got to stick to Matt here. Try and stay in their toe and not let him get away too much. Yeah, he must have had a DRS failure. I mean, it's possible he just wasn't close enough. The DRS activation, so I remember it is before the last turn. But it's still very weird.
Let's just see if this replay works. No, it's just...
Oh, here we go, guys. Here we go.
No, it does not work.
One day.
One day.
Hope you enjoyed that replay, guys. Lap 5 of 36. Psycho just made a move on Surplus. Surplus has made a little mistake, actually. He's gone down a couple of spots. Down into 10th. Looks like he's got all of his wings, so nothing crazy.
Thanks, Smitty. Much appreciated. I'll do what I can, you know.
And we have Red Panda pitting, finally dealing with that damage he has.
So he might be going to a 2-stop. I guess we'll have to wait and see.
Well, sticking with the pack isn't really possible if he's got a DRS failure as well.
Matt makes the move on Stars. Pardon me. As Stars gets another 3-second time penalty.
It's going to add up. See, he's going to fall a couple of spots if the rest of it ends right now, pretty much. So it will play a part, especially if there is a safety car later on due to weather-induced incidents. Everybody gets bunched up and people with penalties fall back. Could be very interesting to see how it plays out later on in the race. As we see, oh, that's Psycho into the wall.
Oh dear.
And
I was just about to drop down to Skins because I saw that gap was very close.
Good.
Luckily I didn't, so I can't be blamed there for the commentator's curse.
Yes, it's got a lot of damage, Psycho does, and he's just too hard on the throttle coming out of the right left into the start of the second sector and just slammed into the wall on the left. I'm really lucky he didn't lose that tyre, actually. I just saw him crash again. And Matt blinks as well. Did he have damage? Or is he planning for a 2-stop?
I'm not too sure. He's got the mediums on.
He must be. Well, at this point, it should be worth pointing out the softs will start to fall off around here. They're still usable, but they will start losing time compared to other kind of compounds. So the undercut is very possible around here.
CK80 very close to the back of Surplus at the moment. He has a look up the inside. Oh, they keep it clean.
It's good to see. And Surplus holds it. Good defending and good drive from CK80 as well.
I had a good battle around here with CK during the week.
Those are the best, the clean ones.
Oh yeah. I mean, I wasn't particularly clean, but he was.
There was a nice wee train here that involved a fair few drivers further back, but that seems to have split up a little bit.
Yeah.
Hobbsy's right on Stars coming onto the front straight. There's a lot of oversteer coming out of the no worries.
Hobbsy half a second behind.
No. Oh, but
Reeling him in.
yeah, the double DRS zone is going to play to his advantage here.
But he doesn't need it.
It's almost like he lets him by, but you really cannot do anything against something like that.
No, you can't. Especially if the guy behind's running low wings or something, you know, got lots of ERS. You just, sitting duck.
And Sachs has blinked as well, heading onto the mediums. So Ferrari playing out some master tactics here. Interesting to see how it plays out later on. Not even being sarcastic, that could play out for them.
So while all that's been happening down the field, we now have Simdogger, who's 1 second behind Ali.
He's been silent.
Ali has a huge lockup coming into the final sector.
He's been silently reeling him in, hasn't he? But these softs are going to start wearing out. Will Simdogger blink? Try go for an undercut? Ali pits. He's the one that goes for it.
Yep. That's a wise decision. He knew he was losing time and probably just wanted to get the job done.
Did we have a similar situation last week? I feel like Simdogger did stay out with warm tyres last time as well. Maybe it's just my imagination, I don't know. Both Renault's staying out. Stars also pits for mediums. So everybody's really playing for the level right now. Soft and medium on its own will not work. Oh, you're into puncture territory. It's not a lot of penalties after 9 laps, I'll be honest. It's pretty good stuff from these guys. Oh, I just saw keeper spin. Just on the S's. No damage. So, Simdogger, our current leader, still yet to pit. 11 seconds clear of Hobbsy, also yet to pit. They both need to be wary of double stacking. There's enough gap between them, probably. They can come in on the same lap.
So Big Al now closing up to the back of Zudix, who is yet to stop. Big Al on the hards. And Zudix is on the mediums. And there's a little train developing here, as I think Zudix is trying to do the teammate thing of letting his teammate through.
And squeezing out Red Panda almost. Oh dear.
I don't think he was trying to squeeze him out. He let Stars through. So I think he was just trying to get out of the way, but not get a penalty doing so.
Yes, so I was watching Red Panda's video that kind of looked like that almost, but yes, you're totally right. That's one thing there. But Zudix was just really picking his moment there, choosing not to battle everybody there.
He was probably trying to hope to get on the back of the DRS train, but
it's a bit unlucky to not get DRS there.
Yeah.
So as everybody peels off, Ali's just split the 2 racing points with yet to pit as well, still on the hard tyre.
Simdogger out of the pits and already past combat.
Yes, so if this rain does induce another pit stop for wet tyres, then these racing points haven't gained much in terms of the lead, but they both qualified outside of the points, remember, so they can still get a few spots out of it.
Simdog is put on the mediums, so I mean, just because it says there might be rain at the end doesn't mean there will be rain at the end. And
Keeper
at the final corner.
And yep, that's just straight into the barrier. Does that cause a safety car? Let's find out.
Oh, that is on the race. I mean, that is a safety car. That is worthy of a safety car, but no, apparently, play on.
That it's a safety car. There you go.
What?
And Ben has decreed that it is a safety car.
Yeah. About time they listened to.
Hobbsy has just pulled in. Everybody else has gone past the safety car. Hobbsy takes the lead of the race, doesn't it?
Yeah. I mean, this all ties into the theory I've had for a long time. The safety car is more likely to come out if the person crashes and just leaves the session, like we just saw there.
Yeah.
So
this
is
Hobbsy
definitely going to benefit. Well, Hobbsy, I don't know. Is that?
No, Hobbsy goes by, so he doesn't get anything out of that. I thought he would have inherited the lead almost. But no, he's just down the same lap, so does this benefit anyone? Anybody who needed to pit will have maybe saved a bit of time, but
Zudik's jumping onto the soft tyre. That is an interesting call.
Well, a few laps onto safety car. Depending on when the rain comes, they may have had a call. We don't know.
Still pretty clear skies.
You can stretch them if needed. To be fair, fresh softs will leave them laps easily without too much dig. I mean, it is a risk for sure. I agree. And Big Al's done the same thing as well. So everybody will do one lap before they come behind the safety car again.
Sometimes you've just got to send it.
So what about these hard runners? What do they do? And Skins pits. Well, there's Combat Red do. He pits as well.
Oh, they're going to double stack.
There's no choice there.
Well,
You're going to just lose out time. If they stayed out on hards, they just lose time, though.
We're putting on the softs as well, so they must have had a call.
Yeah, these medium runners not blinking, and probably because they don't have a reason to. The mediums are still pretty good.
Combat as well onto the softs.
Advantages of the medium tyre is that you don't have to worry about when the rain will come, because the mediums should last most of the race from here, maybe even the whole race if they're fresh. That's a stretch.
Well, with the softs, if they have put on a fresh set, you can get 10 or so racing laps out of them. But you've got to also take into account that you're going to do 1 or 2 under safety car. So you're looking at these tyres lasting until around lap 24, maybe?
Yeah, and we don't know when the rain's coming. That's the big thing here.
And Jeff isn't always right. When he tells you to change the strategy, that's normally right. Normally,
also,
but it can be right.
A 15-minute call for rain, which isn't uncommon. 15-minute call is a lot of laps around here as well. Something to point out.
Yeah, well, it's roughly a minute 20 under race pace.
Yeah.
Roughly. Maybe 19 or whatever.
It's one of the shorter races around here, and there are going to be safety car laps as well, but keep an eye on the clouds overhead. That's for sure. So lap 13 of 36 we're coming into. Ali's still in the lead. Simdogger second, Matt third, Hobbsy fourth. The two Renaults aren't in any championship fight right now. Stars in fifth. We just go back to Skins in sixth for the next championship contender.
So the two Renault guys at the front at the moment are on the fresher set of mediums.
So that really played into their... really played up for them, didn't it? Yeah. And I just saw a Racing Point pit again. So what's the point in double stacking, I suppose? But he's on the mediums, Combat Rat. Psycho, 5 seconds. And the track limits become a lot stricter under safety car.
Yes, because that makes total sense.
I'm sure Soko won't be happy, but still plenty of race to run.
Yes, indeed. But this has allowed all those people that got caught up in incidents at the beginning to catch back up and repair any damage.
Oh yes, the field's really sort of compacted. It was pretty spread out. Red Panda is an 11th, one to watch out for. He's going to have pace. Big Al in 10th on the soft tyre. He's going to be firing through this pack as well.
Safety car in this lap.
And it's getting darker.
I was about to say, I'm guessing it's not going to be coming in. But there we go. We've just got a message.
They must have had a call. It is definitely getting a bit darker around here in Mexico.
Yeah, there's still some blue sky around, but we will see. There's definitely a cloud. Oh, yeah, there's some grey clouds around. So when will Ali go? We're on board with Simdogger at the moment.
He's being throttle limited right now.
And he's gone.
I just saw a little blip there. That might affect him, does it? No. But Matt
has got Simdogger before turn 1. What a restart by Matt there.
And Stars on Hobbsy as well.
Oh, Stars goes very deep. The Renault of Hobbsy trying to get up in between his teammate and that Ugh.
Stars of 9 seconds of penalties as well.
The racing point of Skins now having a look up the inside. He's on those fresh softs. He gets past Hobbsy.
He nearly touched Stars there, but just avoided. CK added a 3 seconds as well. Hobbsy's got a 3 second as well, and Stars on 9 seconds. Also Cycle on 5. And Skins on the outside of Stars for 4th place. Has to let it go though, I think he went a bit wide.
Very awkward there.
I think they got through it with no damage, that's good. I see, look out for Red Panda, he's up into 10th, nearly 9th on CK80 here. Desperate to try and make some moves.
So I'm guessing maybe the Renault guys didn't quite have their tyres up the temp for the restart, maybe?
Only thing I can think of, yeah.
Because they both got swamped. Oh, as Skins turns right into the side of Stars.
Oh, just
Skins
catches it as
almost
well.
loses it.
I think I just saw Simdugger get 3 seconds as well, so both Renault boys with 1 3-second penalty. And it's 2 Red Bulls, 1-2.
So having a look at Skins. Yeah, Red Bull's out in front again.
Still 21 laps to run here in Mexico. And it's all going down at 9th place right now. Big Red Panda keen to revive their race after Red Panda losing part of his front wing. Big Al insane.
Stars and Hobbsy are side by side as Skins goes up the inside of Stars, but he's unable to make the move stick.
It's just touched down.
Will be enabled now.
Next lap, I think they'll have it.
Technically now.
Yep. His Skins touch Stars, but very lucky not getting any damage. Makes the move though. And Simdogger on that as well for second. I think we're going to see a lot of this, but. And Red Panda with 3 seconds as well. Obviously very desperate to get through the pack. So it's all going down right now. 2 Red Bulls still 1-2, but the threat of Simdogger still alive and well. 3 seconds back to Hobbsy in 4th place, and then another second back to Skins on soft tyres that will start to go in a few laps. But those clouds are getting darker and darker. And rain must be coming at some point.
Big Al is on the back of Saxa at the moment.
And Red Panda is just as keen behind him. These two need to keep it very clean, trying to get through the pack here.
Lock up there from Big Al in the Toro Rosso. Red Panda trying to find a way past, but can't see an opening.
He's hyper aggressive as Red Panda and should have DRS down here, along with Big Al. He'd hope to get by Saxa as well. Stick with Big Al as well as he can.
Oh, the Ferraris are on top of each other. It's
Did I see it correctly?
mating season.
What on earth? I'm gonna go clip that.
Oh.
I've seen it all now. I was on board with Red Panda. I was like, what the hell is going on? Well, Red Panda takes it. Well, some Ferrari tactics really coming into play here. Red Panda and Big Al still battling away as they continue to come up through the field. Meanwhile, the battle for second still rages between Simdogger and Matt.
I might just jump up with that battle now. Big Al's really struggling with the brakes going into that corner. session. Wouldn't be surprised if he joins us in the commentary box at some point.
And what a time to do it. I believe last time we did that was Monaco, when it also rained at the very end. And that race we saw a surprise turnaround and Matt winning the race in the end. Sure, Big Ali just sticking Panda's DRS. Yeah, that's true, although they've got to navigate other cars that they're faster than that.
Well, like Stars at the moment is now in between Big Al and Red Panda.
Big Al's just trying to find a way through. Can't stick with him though. Can't find a way around.
He's so close to the back of that Mercedes.
Well, he should be in the double DRS for next lap. And
every lap he's locking up into there. He must be killing those front tyres.
Yes, he'll be wanting all the stuff and go he can get. But Red Panda won't have DRS here. He's not too far from him, so if he gets the move on Stars easily, then like that said, rain is starting to appear on my screen.
Yes, it's definitely starting to rain. And those soft runners, they've done 8 laps and 7 laps. So they will want it to start pouring down pretty soon.
Yes, because the track is not wet enough yet for intermediates. They can't pit yet. Those you couldn't even pit ahead of time because the intermediates would overheat and you'd wear them too much. They wouldn't go to the end of the race. And so amongst all this, Big Al still hasn't managed to make the move on Stars, but Red Panda hasn't pulled away either, and they're all feeling it.
Big Al.
They have to come in, yeah. So what you've pointed out is Surplus just has a moment as well and spins out. I think what you've said is very true. It had started to pour down here.
It's Sim Dogger and Hobbsy. Hobbsy's off the track. He's lost it.
I was about to bring up double stacking.
Be careful on the rejoin. He is. Well done. Don't spin it again.
A lot of penalties coming in here, but these Red Bulls are going to have to double stack. Everyone's going to have to dive in here. Matt's going to be affected by this.
So Ali comes into the pits. Everyone is going off at the moment. There is no grip out there. That rain has just dumped down.
You have to come in. Even if you're being held up by double stacking, you're going to lose too much time otherwise. You can just see how much time Matt's lost because of that. He's managed to fall back from Skins.
Skins is putting on the wets. That is a bold call. Maybe,
is it going to be heavy?
Maybe heavy rain. It's just straight into heavy rain, so that might be the right decision.
It's hard to say. There's still 16 laps to run, and those wet tyres do not last forever, I tell you. We'll just see how these runners negotiate the conditions. He's not the only one to choose wets as well. I think you're right here. He must go into heavy.
Well, both the Red Bulls have gone into tyre.
Same for the Renault, Sim Dogger. So Red Panda Stars, Big Al.
Runners are Skins, Combat, CK, Zudix, Surplus, and Saxa.
Serving a penalty.
We're waiting, and
he hasn't changed tyre for me.
He's still sitting there.
He was desynced. This could be part of it. No, he's just still... Okay, well... They forgot the tyres or something, I don't know. Oh dear.
Maybe his clutch is broken and he can't take off.
I'm sure that'll resolve itself anyway, so I must go to heavy rain, otherwise they wouldn't pick wet tyres, full wet.
I mean, it does look like it is starting to pour down. So let's ride on board with Stars at the moment.
And the problem is, these wet runners are going to lose too much time, I think, waiting for the heavy rain. Because the end is going to be faster.
Well, look at that. There's just Stars has just got so much more traction than Skins. There's nothing Skins can really do about it. They're going to have a drag race down into turn 1, but I don't like Skins' chances of having the upper hand coming into the corner.
Big Al's in on this as well. And amongst all this, I should point out, Red Panda's up to 4th place.
He is indeed. Look at that. Big Al straight past Skins. I mean, it is early days, but
If it gets
if this
wetter,
yeah, they really needed to start pouring down now.
but yeah, the pits are just so quick. They're going to lose a lot of time. Like, even now, they wouldn't be into the lead here. Now, Saxa, yeah, he just stayed in the pits for ages for us. We don't know. I'm riding on board with him, he's just normal.
Well, at least he put on inters.
Yeah. Now, where he is right now, is he a full... He's not a full lap behind, is he? Is it a time bug?
Not yet, I don't believe. Oh, Big Al gets very close to the gearbox of Stars. Stars gets another penalty for multiple warnings.
Yeah, he's on multiple now. I think 12 seconds, I believe. Sector 2 yellow flag, that is a Toro Rosso, and I believe that is Zudix.
Zudix on the wet tyre. So here comes Big Al. He's got the inside line. He's got the run on Stars. Side by side through this section. Did they get away with it?
Oh, a bit of a touch. Stars got a good exit, but Big Al was just in front of him. Zudix for 3 seconds as well, but he's got a very damaged front wing. Sure, it's the least of his problems.
The Stars has hit the back of Big Al, but it was only minor. It just looks like it unsettled the rear of his car, and that's
Zudix is out.
Zudix is gone.
Could not turn it going into that turn. That is exactly what happened. And obviously just got a 3 second as well, so he's up to 6 seconds of penalties. Now, Zudix is pretty far in, so I don't think that'll cause a safety car.
Well, he just left.
Let's see what happens.
This is the test.
Again, I think this position may make it so there's no safety car.
He was off the track, whereas Keepers was on the racing line, so that makes sense.
Good job, Codemasters. I can't believe I said that. Anyway, lap 23 and 36.
You must be dehydrated. As Hobbsy gets past Combat, another wet runner.
So, us two, me and Band, we raced in heavy rain in Tier 1 earlier this evening. Do check that out after if you so wish. As Hobbsy comes in, I think, did he have damage? I can't see. But anyway, we raced in heavy rain earlier this evening, and there were full-on puddles on the ground. We're not quite seeing it on track yet. It's definitely wet. There's definitely a groove as well.
Hobbsy's just put on wets.
Wow. So, is that a call from... Oh, I'm not too sure. Does he think he's far back enough that, take a gamble? Try and gain some time?
I'm not sure, to be honest. I mean...
He must have... He didn't have damage, so...
Well, currently the gap between Skins and Stars is 9.6 seconds. And Psycho just got past Combat on inters. So maybe he had a damaged wing and just thought, YOLO. So we've got 12 laps left.
Meanwhile, these wet runners, I don't think the gamble's paid off for them. They've definitely lost more time than gained if they were to stay out for the rest of the race and everybody were to take a pit stop.
So we've got Red Panda has worked his way up to the gearbox of Matt.
Well, what I will say very quickly is that the racing points started outside of the points and are now inside the points, so that's something.
That is something.
And with a lot of wet runners, they can pretty easily stay in the points as well. So
they've had a couple of good double points finishes of late.
Well, both drivers seeing a bit of success. I mean, Combat Rat has had 3 podiums this season, Skins with 3 wins, and an extra 3 podiums of that. Pretty consistent this season. And I think they've played the team game better than anybody else, for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
So rain's still staying about the same. Inters are definitely better here.
Still got that dry line, kind of. The damp line.
Ooh,
As Red Panda throws his signature drift through the corner.
Now, if you want to see if it gets wetter, you really should be looking off the racing line. That's where the puddles will form, and that's probably the best indicator, but it's getting very heavy now.
Zudik's in the comments, what a disaster. Yes, very unfortunate race there.
Just one incident and then unable to get it back, I guess, yeah. It's a really tough thing on the wets on this sort of track, though. I guess I don't know if they'd overheat with not enough water. But, Sector 2 yellow flag. That is a Haas, and that was CK80. Spun on the S's. And is there damage? I don't see any, so...
No damage.
And that brings Hobbs into the points, so... With penalties, he's still got 6 seconds, but...
So the fields are pretty spread out at the moment, which is not very common for Tier 2.
It's always very close, but it's getting close to the end of the race. Nothing crazy's happened pretty recently. Simdocker has a 3-second penalty, so he's safe of Matt right now, 10 seconds clear. Red Panda's still hounding Matt. I think Red Panda has a penalty as well, as Stars gets another 3 second. It's 15 seconds of penalties now.
Well, he'll be at risk to skins shortly, as Red Panda drifting again on that curb. You're going to want to look after these inters.
Car felt like it was in the bit from the start anyway. Oh dear, yeah, setup has to be pretty good around here, because I had a lot of problems with understeer throughout the week as well. It's a pain to drive this truck if you're not quite there with it, for sure. And his skins just had an incident. I think he had his. Oh, he uses. He's fallen lap.
Panda late on the brakes. Not the best entry into turn 1.
It's the car surplus being lapped. Big L in the 5th as well. I didn't catch that, but that's a good recovery as well from Big L.
Yes, indeed.
Red Panda with 3 seconds of time penalties, meaning Big L can still get more points out of this. His surplus spins right off, still struggling as well. And that was, of course, the yellow flag showing currently. And again, I'm just not seeing it get that much wetter.
No, it seems to be kind of staying the same. Even though it does look like it's pouring down.
There's still treacherous conditions. I'm keeping an eye on the onboard cam, actually. The amount of spray you see on those cameras is a really good indicator. Especially if you're right behind somebody.
Yeah.
It's almost impossible to see. It's incredible.
The start of the Tier 1 race coming out was turn 1, lap 1.
No one
I
could
had
see
no idea where I was on the track. Like, I couldn't see anything.
It's crazy and it's incredible at the same time, to be honest, how we all managed to make that work.
And it's incredible that people actually do that in those conditions in real life.
I couldn't imagine.
Yeah.
I was too tense enough just doing it virtually. You know? But mad respect to those people. So at 27, so Ali's still holding the 4 second gap out front. Simdogger's in a pretty solid second. Red Panda gets 3 second time penalty.
3 second time penalty.
So now Big L definitely has him, if things are to stay as they are. Everyone from 10th down has been lapped. So the top 9 runners still in the lead lap. Simdogger's still in a solid second. Matt in third. Red Panda's still on him, but not able to get anything done. No DRS, remember, under their conditions. And remember, Red Panda losing a bit of front wing earlier on, stayed out a few laps to sort of try and make it work to get onto the inters later. It's paid off, and he's worked his way through the field with Big Al. Also made a good job, same position as him. And Stars, he's got a lot of pins, but he's not at risk of losing a place, and he's done pretty well on debut. 6th place is pretty good.
Oh, for sure.
And also, Psycho in 7th place as well. Is this the best result if you were to finish this? Let's see. Yes, it is. It's best as 9th. So.
Well, it's not over yet.
And he has 5 seconds of pins as well, but those runners behind him are just too slow, I think. Just not enough time for them. And I don't see anybody pitting onto the wets from here. May as well stick it out here at this point.
Red Panda still running wide on that corner where he's gotten all of his penalties, so might need to try and reel that in to avoid any more.
He'll be trying very hard to stay onto the rear end of Matt here, but these conditions are tricky, and they're only going to get trickier if it is going to be heavy rain on these inters. There's a couple of corners in particular where you can't break as early as you think you would. This one coming up is a good example. Very easy to go wide. I found myself doing that a lot in Tier 1.
Big Owl under 3-second margin of Red Panda.
Red Panda, I think, has 6 seconds of penalties actually, so.
Yeah, but he's actually closing now. It's 2.6.
Oh, Matt with 3 seconds.
Ooh.
And if these two can catch up to Matt, then Big Al might snipe third here. And also, I don't know if Ali made a little mistake, but it was 4 seconds to get to the lead. Now it's 3.3, so.
Hobbsy getting out of the way there.
Sector 1 yellow flag. Yep, that'd be Hobbsy. Bit of a shame for him to be a lap down and out of the points, but that was the wet tyre switch that did it. But again, I didn't catch if he had damage or not going into that. So.
This is still currently the closest battle on track. Red Panda trying to get past. That's it.
And around here, ERS is very easy to manage. You see a lot of people pretty much full ERS here.
Well, the weather conditions definitely help because it takes you longer to get on the power, and you're Red Panda getting very sideways. But yeah, the takes you longer to get on the power, and your braking range is extended because you don't stop as quickly. Therefore, you harvest more energy, so you can run in that higher mode for longer.
And even in the dry, it's pretty easy to manage ERS around here, so it's unsurprising to see people even leaving it an overtake down the main straight and then just keeping it in medium for the rest of the lap and still being on 100%. But, you know, I'd hazard a guess here. I think it's getting a bit wetter. I'm seeing those puddles you'd see in heavy rain.
Yeah, and the line is slowly starting to fade. But 6 laps to go.
I was running inters on the heavy rain track as well in Tier 1, and honestly, they were pretty much about equal most of the way. So these inter runners should be okay, as Red Panda gets another 3-second time penalty. So any chance of being in 4th place, I think, is gone now. And Big Al is within 3 seconds of Matt as well. So Big Al can theoretically get third from here.
You know, it was at that same corner again.
It was, wasn't it? Yeah.
When you've got a corner you keep making mistakes on, you got to make a note to yourself. Just take it easy through this one. Just take it easy. Because the amount of time that you're gaining or losing from that mistake, it's not worth the time penalty. It's just not.
Indeed. CK80 and Hopsy both having separate incidents for the uses in the stadium section. Both getting out unscathed though. And yes, and these conditions are pretty treacherous, but that is very true. This is more focused on just sticking with Matt right now, but he's dropped off a second. He's falling off a little bit, and he's falling a bit back to Big Al as well. And meanwhile, Ali's pulled out their gap a little bit more up front. Seeing another yellow flag. Is that one of the... Not too sure, I didn't catch that. Obviously pitting now. I'm guessing he did get some damage.
Big Al, 1 second.
He needs to be within 3 seconds of Matt to get third place here. He has no penalties, from what I understand. Ali's still holding a 4.2 second gap to Simdogger, who's maintained a pretty steady gap, even a bigger gap now, 12.7 back to Matt. And then the three championship contenders, Matt, Red Panda and Big Al, third, fourth and fifth respectively. You have to go back 17 seconds to find Stars, who has 18 seconds of penalties hovering over him now. It should be safe for Psycho, who also has 5 seconds over him. And everybody, the top 7 are the only ones in the lead left now. And the Ferrari is getting pretty close to Matt here.
He'll be able to draw that Red Bull after this race.
I tell you, he had a really good couple of turns. He's pretty close coming into this next complex.
He's having a look, but he's too far back. Really stepping the rear of that car out.
Wouldn't be dirty here, would it?
He's just, putting the foot down too much, or if those rear tyres are starting to go.
These inters should still be fine. Shouldn't be failing it too much. Surplus pitting as well. I thought Big Al was getting pretty close to Red Panda there, but he's pulled out that gap by quite a lot. But Big Al doesn't need to overtake, he just needs to be within range. 3 seconds, remember, between him and Matt.
So coming up to the back of Skins. Skins is in the pits.
He must have maintained damage from an earlier incident.
Had enough of those wet tyres.
Perhaps, yeah.
Any bets that Jeff said it's heavy rain, and it just didn't turn out to be heavy rain. It wasn't that heavy.
No, I think it just took too long for it to get heavy enough for the red tyre. No, exactly.
Lap 33 of 36.
Getting pretty close to the end here, and everybody's still keeping their composure. Red Panda still hasn't spun out. He's gotten very loose many times.
Big Al's have been able to close the gap a little bit on this lap.
He doesn't have to get close, and I don't think he wants to be honest. Doesn't want to get any incidents or anything.
Yeah, but you want to still maintain touch and get that draft down those straights. The slipstream. And, it puts a little bit of extra pressure on the people in front. And, if they make a mistake or crack under that pressure.
Oh, that's always good. That's the ideal situation. Never usually happens, but it's the ideal situation there.
Oh, it happens more often than you think.
Tier 2 as well, I suppose. These are two pretty seasoned drivers, you'd say, though. Well, for sure. And Red Panda's having a look now, outside of turn 1.
It's going to open up to the inside and gets that move done.
He's going to have video exit. Matt does, though, and yeah. I'm wondering if that was an illegal overtake or something, but I don't think it was.
No, I don't think so. I think Matt just took that place right back. Said, thank you
slow
very
down
much.
a lot.
Thanks.
That's slow down a lot. Set the 2 yellow flag. That is a Renault. That is...
Hobbsy?
Yep, that is Hopsy. Good. I was a bit worried for a second. Surplus making a move for 12th. These two are a lap behind. So 2 laps to run here. Ali just coming across for the second last lap. And pretty solid from Ali and Subdogger, who've just sort of stayed out front and just sort of run their own race pretty much, and it's sort of worked out for them, really. Subdogger did pretty well to get up to where he was, had to make a few moves at the start. And again, Red Panda Miguel having to fight up from the back after having to pay it for damage. Matt had a pretty bad start, he was down in 7th after, I think, lap 1 or 2, but his pace has shown through, and of course he's come up to third.
Oh, Red. Still pushing that car right to the limit.
So, championship implications here. So, Ali will be 1 point ahead if we finish like this. But Matt has a 3-second time penalty, so Ali will retain the lead of the points championship, taking it away from Matt. I couldn't tell you by how much, but this is what will happen. And over the last few races, we've seen the lead go back and forth in the points champs.
Oh, Red, take it easy. Oh.
That was ballsy. Just stick your foot down, you know?
It's lap 35 of 36.
Just coming across to the last lap now, actually.
So Red will be sending it this lap, I think. If he's wanting to finish in front on track, he has to do it now. As you can see, he's drifting through that corner.
His tyres must be gone. I mean, the inters must be pretty warm at this point, actually. I thought they might have lasted a bit longer, but no, they've definitely gone. Either that or the heavy rain just a bit too much. Could be a mixture of the both, actually. Well, it was a bit of a cut, but I think he might have just avoided another penalty there.
Big Al right behind now as well.
Big Al, remember 3 seconds just to be within with Matt. Otherwise Matt will finish 4th place. And will be 4 points behind Ali, I believe, in the points champs. Ali's about to cross the line, just coming into the stadium section now.
Yep, we'll just jump up with him now. So as the confetti gets shot off into the air, Ali comes around the final corner to take victory at a very eventful Mexico Grand Prix, followed by Simdogger. Great drive from him.
It's 6 seconds
able to hold off Red Panda for a long time in these very tricky conditions. Comes through the last corner now.
It's going to fall victim to penalties though.
We will see where it leaves everyone. So he crosses the line and Big Al jumps into 3rd, steals that podium position. But
that's what clean racing does.
Matt finishes ahead of Red Panther. Then we have Stars, Combat and Surplus have finished as they are all out cars. In 8th, 12th, 13th as Hobbsy crosses the line.
Stars is 18 seconds, I believe. Just keep an eye on the interval here. He may have served some, actually, to be honest, under the pit lane, so perhaps that's a race. Should be fine here.
So Stars crosses the line in 6th place. What will happen when Psycho crosses the line?
It's too big a gap here. Oh!
1.7 seconds.
So it was 18 seconds. Yeah. Wow.
And then Saxa.
Either way, a good finish for both of them.
And that's it. That concludes AFR's Tier 2 race at Mexico.
And that's Ali's 3rd win. I'm counting very quickly. 6, 7, 8. I'm sorry, that is his... Yeah, that's his 3rd win. Many podiums he's had. He's had podiums for most of the season, honestly. It's just a leap of protein. There we go. I counted it. There we go.
So 2 Honda powered cars and 1 Renault. So we have Ali there taking the win, followed by Simdogger and Big Al. And we have Matt, Red Panda, Stars with a great first tier 2 race in 6th place, followed by Psycho, Combat and Skins, both the racing points getting points once again, and CK80 taking that final point giving position. Just missing out we have Saxa, Surplus, Hobbsy, Zudix and Keeper, our DNF. So yeah, hope you all enjoyed that. I know I have. It was certainly a very eventful race. We will be back
Friday, Austria?
Friday for... Is it Austria?
Yep.
So yeah, our 2010 series on Friday at 8:30 Melbourne time. Make sure you tune in for that. And next Sunday is USA Circuit of the Americas, so make sure you tune in for that as well. Don't forget to hit that follow button or subscribe button if you haven't done so already. But yeah, we'll see you next week. I've been Bandcamp and Jacob Meister with me tonight. We'll see you then.
Take care.